Recently we got a brand new gameplay reveal for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, the sequel to Breath of the Wild that, up until now, has been shrouded in mystery since we first heard about it back in 2019, only a bit over a year after the first game came out. We've had a couple teasers dropped here and there, but for the most part, this is the first time we've seen any of the game's actual selling points, what makes it different from Breath of the Wild, and why we should be excited to return to the world of Hyrule. For me personally, I thought the trailer was awesome. I still find it a little concerning that it's taken this long, only a couple of months from release, to show anything that this game is all about, but whatever. I mean, we have it now, and in my opinion, there is a lot to look forward to. However, as all Zelda games in the past, and particularly this one, have shown, that's not the case for everybody. Some people have been calling it a borderline DLC being framed as a brand new game. Not my words, but it does bring up a good point. If you don't know already, this is the first time that Nintendo has ever charged $70 for a new game. In the past, everything's been released at a max $60, and that's usually just the biggest Nintendo IPs, like new Mario games or Kirby. Charging $70 for a new Zelda is understandably concerning to some people, because they're worried that it's not just going to be Zelda, but instead we could be seeing a new precedent being established by Nintendo to raise their prices. Now, I know with inflation and AAA budgets, this kind of thing is bound to happen. We're already seeing pretty much all big releases on Xbox and PlayStation being upped to $70. But I think this is kind of different. Sony and Microsoft are using all the cutting-edge technology to bring the best graphics and performance for their consoles. And because of that, we're getting games from those companies that are on a much bigger scale than Nintendo. Now, you could argue that Zelda is just as impressive and worthy of the attention it gets, but we're still in the era of the Switch, and as much as I love to defend this console for how innovative it is, it still doesn't hold up to the level that we're seeing from other game companies. Just because Nintendo says in a very non-specific way that this will not be the new norm for their company, doesn't mean that the next Metroid or Mario game won't also be $70. In a way, I think that Zelda is just a very safe way to test if charging this much will actually work. And because everyone loves Zelda, then we're probably all just gonna bite the bullet and get it anyways. As far as my feelings on this subject, I honestly don't think from what I've seen that charging $70 for Nintendo Switch games is the right move here. I don't mind if prices are changed after the Switch's life cycle and whatever new console we get is a bit more up to modern standards, but for now, it just seems a little strange to me that something that looks like this could be the same price as a game that looks like this. I am curious what you guys think about this though, so definitely let me know down in the comments. As for the argument that Tears of the Kingdom is an overpriced Breath of the Wild DLC, that I disagree with. I mean, it's a little too early to say whether or not it's a brand new experience, but with what we've seen, it just seems like Zelda being Zelda. To me, Zelda has always been about breaking the mold of the action-adventure genre, changing the way that we see the series and expanding the horizons for what experimenting with new mechanics can achieve. It's the same reason why so many other games try to capture the same magic that Zelda creates. It's a trendsetter and also a trend breaker. You'll never see a Zelda Battle Royale game because that would fundamentally go against its own system of beliefs. Okay, that was a bad example, but you get my point. This new gameplay reveal showed us everything that we need to see about the game. I know a lot of people wanted a brand new sweeping story like Twilight Princess, or a slightly more linear experience like Ocarina of Time, but I think it's pretty clear that that's not their goal with Tears of the Kingdom. Don't get me wrong though, I'm feeling hopeful that they deliver a much better and more focused story than we got with Breath of the Wild, but that might not be the case, and we just have to accept that for now. The silver lining for me is that if there's anything that Breath of the Wild did best, it's creating one of the most dynamic sandbox experiences we've ever seen. Tears of the Kingdom seems to be doing the same with its new fusing mechanics that has a ton of potential for experimenting. I mean, just the fact that you can build your own vehicles has so much potential for what could be possible in this game. I really cannot wait to see the new speedrun strats that come out of this new mechanic. It's gonna be absolutely bonkers. And to let you know where I stand, I was already sold on the long, goofy spear we saw. But I'm curious to see how you guys feel about all this. Are you feeling hopeful that Tears of the Kingdom will bring us a brand new experience that Breath of the Wild couldn't offer? Do you want them to focus more on story again, or were you happy with what we got in the last game? Definitely let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I really appreciate you watching this video, and yeah, that's all I got for you. See you next time.